Jackson up front. Doug Keller, Mike Miller make up row 2. Buzz Caster and the 42T, Tim Shields, make up row 3. Still looking for our top 6 to transfer to tonight's feature race. Steve Jackson leads the way off of 2. Doug Keller right there in second. Now I believe it is Manley in the 3 car in the transfer spots. The 50 goes around, able to save it. Everyone avoids them. We will stay green. Great save by the 50 of Brock Badger. Now Keller makes a move. Trouble for the 2. Steve Jackson was some trouble off of turn 2. Goes from 1st to 4th. Don't want to do that again. Work himself out of that transfer position. So right now it is Mike Miller 5th, the 3X of Tony Manley, in 6th. So that 3 car right now, our last transfer position into tonight's feature race. As Doug Keller continues to lead the way in this one. Buzz Caster in 2nd, 42 of Shields in 3rd, with Steve Jackson 4th, Mike Miller 5th. Anthony, that's not Anthony Manley, that is Tony Manley. And 6th, but Manley looking to the outside of Miller for 5th. Miller and Manley racing it out for 5th. Right there in 7th is the 95 of Bo Eads. Manley able to get around Miller for 5th, so Bo Eads sees that as the transfer position into 1. That battle for the transfer spot goes down the backstretch. Manley edges ahead of Eads and Miller. Into 3, Asher's going to join his name into the mix as well. So Doug Keller 1st, Buzz Caster 2nd, Shields in 3rd, Steve Jackson 4th. Manley in 5th, Bo Eads, our transfer position in the 95, with Mike Miller and Nathan Asher right there trying to find some speed to get back up there. This time off 4, it's going to be 2 laps to go for the 7 of Doug Keller. Two, 4. As Eads able to get around Manley, so that 3X of Manley, our transfer spot, as Doug Keller takes the white flag one more time around. Down the backstretch, Keller goes with a comfortable lead on Caster. I'm keeping an eye on this transfer spot. Manley has it, but Asher right there within striking distance as Keller takes home the B feature win. Buzz Caster 2nd, Tim Shields 3rd, Steve Jackson 4th, Bo Eads 5th, and Tony Manley able to hold on and take the 6th and final transfer spot. 12 laps, top 6 move on to tonight's USRA Ironman stock car feature race, as Clinton and Glenn bring us to green. And to 1, Dylan Clinton, our early leader. Stephen Glenn's going to hold on to 2nd. Wawasek looking to the inside of Newman for 3rd. Keep an eye on that 21 on the outside as he kind of gets up over the berm and able to keep it going. Dylan Clinton will lead our first lap. Bit of a traffic jam on the bottom side. Everyone gets through. Looks like the 56 of Brandon Hare catches the worst of that one. So up front, it's Dylan Clinton, Stephen Glenn in 2nd. Gerald Wawasek and Jason Newman racing it out for 3rd. The 21 car of Miles Mitchell in 5th, with Tyler Grooms in the 5, our transfer position. Trouble for our second place car, Stephen Glenn. Four laps down, 8 laps to go. Top 6 move on. Dylan Clinton, 18K will bring us back to green. It's starting to get hectic already on the start. As they dive into one. Michelle's going to try his luck on the outside. Grooms, Wettengale on the inside. Wettengale a lane lower. Davis around. Everyone avoided. Great job. See if David Davis can get it rolling. He will not. Caution comes out for the 22 of David Davis. Number 2. Slowly through turns 3 off of 4. Maybe. We're going. Here we go. Green flag is out. Clinton with another great restart. Glenn right there in second. Wawasik and Michelle battling it out for third. It is a traffic jam for that 6th place spot. Who wants it more back there? 2, 4, 6. It is a literal traffic jam back there. I could not tell you who is in 6th place right now. Our top 4 is Dylan Clinton, Stephen Glenn, Miles Michelle, and Gerald Wawasik. We are 4 wide for 5th into 3. Jason Newman decides to back out and try his luck again. Now Wettengale prevails in 5th. That is Randy Foote coming up through the field. He is in 6th in our final spot to get into tonight's A feature. But now here comes the 63B of Clayton Brown. So now Clayton Brown, the 63B, is our transfer spot. But here comes Foote back on the outside.
Oh shit, that's a hard roll. Red.
Red flag, red flag. Dylan Clinton will bring the field back to green. Into turn 1. Now off 2 down the backstretch. We're side by side for second. Miles Michelle and Gerald Wawasik. But no one has anything for Dylan Clinton in the 18K. He continues to be our leader as Wawasik and Michelle continue to race it out for second. Race also on for 4th place between Wettengale and Brown, with Newman as our transfer spot in the 111. 2 laps to go at the flag stand. Starting to wind down in this one. Keep an eye on that top 6. They get into tonight's big show, USRA Ironman Stock Car A feature. Got to be in the top 6 to get in. So the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Who is going to make it? Dylan Clinton, our leader. Wawasik and Michelle go back and forth for second. Caution. Caution comes out for the 13D of Brian Peters. Spun it all by himself over in turn number 4. So he's got that refired. See if he can rejoin the field here. More green-white checkered here tonight. 2 laps to decide this one. Top 6 will get into tonight's feature race. Who is it going to be? Dylan Clinton slowly through 3. He's going to bring us back to racing off of 4. Into 1, everyone goes. 4, 6. Our transfer spots remain the same. Clayton Brown holding that spot down. But the 5 of Tyler Grooms trying to find a way around him. White flag comes out. Top 5 single files. Brown takes a look under Newman, not going to be there. Top 6 now in a line. Those are our transfer cars right there, ending with the 63. Checkers come out. Dylan Clinton first. Miles Michel, Wawasik, Wettengale, Newman, and Brown. Clayton Brown, our final transfer spot. So making the show out of B feature number 2, the 18K of Dylan Clinton, the 21 of Miles Michel, the 11W of Gerald Wawasik, the 91J of Jalen Wettengale, the 111 of Jason Newman, and the 63B of Clayton Brown. We have our E modifieds starting up front in the 4K. That is Garrett Stoneham. To his outside, it'll be the 33 of Rodell Sperry. Row 2 has a 31 of Jeremy Pitzenbarger and the 71 of Tony Lane. Race fans, get on your feet. Give a big wave to these E-modified drivers. They'll be waving back at you. Row 3 has the 14A of Aaron Jones and the 54L of Coleman Browning. Row 4, the 14P, Jonathan Parker, the 08 of Nathan Hampton. Row 5, 52S, Sean Peterson, 3R, Levi Rainey. 21 of Connor Johnson, the 1D of Maverick Wonder in row 6. Hank Penland, Bill Penland, and Chance Wilson round out the field. 12-lap feature race. Stoneham and Sperry bring us to green. So I was like not really ready either. Stoneham out to an early lead. It's a traffic jam behind them. Stoneham will lead lap number 1. Tony Lane up to second. Aaron Jones now third. Stoneham looking to pull away with this one, trying to escape Tony Lane, who Lane is starting to reel him in a little bit. So we have a caution. Looks like the 23 of Bill Penland and the C4 of Chance Wilson tangled up on in turn 4. Caution light goes back out. 2 laps down, 10 laps to go. Garrett Stoneham, your leader. Aaron Jones, Tony Lane in row number 2 as we go back to green. Into 1, Stoneham grabs the bottom side, makes a good corner, keeps his lead down the backstretch. Now Tony Lane's going to put his name into the conversation here. Top 5 separate themselves from 6th place Sean Peterson. Your top 5, Garrett Stoneham, Tony Lane, Aaron Jones, the 54 of Coleman Browning, and Nathan Hampton. I don't think anyone has anything for Stoneham yet here tonight. So he continues to show the way in this one. Tony Lane not going away, staying within striking distance of that 4K of Garrett Stoneham. Jones still holding on to third. He's going to switch it up and try to go up top, see what the high line has to offer. Now Browning sees Jones is moving. He's going to try the high line through 1 and 2. Single file throughout the field, back to Sperry, side by side into 3. The top 5 spaced out. Closest race is for second between Lane and Jones, but a great corner from Lane right there. He's going to open that lead back up. Top 5 keep that gap on what is now 6th place Levi Rainey. The top 5 remain the same of Stoneham, Lane, Jones, Browning, and Hampton. Stoneham starting to reel in a little bit of lap traffic here. That's the 18 of Hank Penland racing it out with the 21 of Connor Johnson. Stoneham puts another lap away. He's going to have to deal with these lap cars this time. They head down the backstretch. Penland low, Johnson high. Stoneham's going to go low as well as Lane, Jones, and Browning. Hampton, the first one out of line to use that high line. No problem. We have a car around. Penland all by himself in turn number 2. That's going to bring out a caution. So caution comes back out. The 18 of Hank Penland around all by himself in turn 2. Everyone able to avoid him. Second, Aaron Jones. Third, Coleman Browning. Fourth, Nathan Hampton rounding out the top 5 as we go back to green. Great jump out of the 71. Takes a look at Stoneham. Decides better through 1 and 2. He's going to stay in line. Trouble for Jones. Aaron Jones in the infield now. Third place car takes it into the infield. But up front, it is Stoneham versus Lane. 2 laps to go. Stoneham will go low. Lane's going to see what the middle line has to offer. So they head down the backstretch. Now into 3. One more time, Stoneham low, Lane about that middle line. White flag comes out one more time around. Stoneham's led them all. He's trying to hold on for one more lap here. So now Hampton takes a look underneath Lane. Lane with a great corner though, able to power off, hold that second spot. Into 3 off of 4. E-Mod feature race goes to the 4K of Garrett Stoneham. Tony Lane will finish in second, Nathan Hampton third, Coleman Browning fourth, and Jeremy Pitzenbarger, your top 5 in the E-Mod feature race. For the USRA Ironman stock car feature race. Starting on the pole, the 32 car of Derek Green. His outside, it'll be the 6 of Chance Holatz. Row 2, the 7 of Shane Bailey, and the 14B of Austin Buzek. Row 3, the 1G Pat Graham, and the 33X of Justin Custer. Row 4, the 7M Jason Minahan, and row 5, the 55H of Troy Hansmeyer. Row 5, the 13 of Chris Mercer, and the 74 of Rodney Schweizer. Row 6, the 22R Todd Rietzler, and the 35G of Gavin Greer. Row 7, the 7K of Doug Keller, and the 18K of Dylan Clinton. Row 8, the 54 of Buzz Caster, his outside the 21 of Miles Mitchell. Row 9, the 42T of Tim Shields, and the 11W of Gerald Wawasik. Row 10, 2J Steve Jackson, 91J Jalen Wettengale. Row 11 here. Race fans, get on your feet and give a big wave to these USRA stock car drivers. Green is out, and Derek Green, hold on to it. Oh my, everyone, keep it going. We are green as we have a car around. Justin Custer, Mercer collected, Doug Keller. Woo! Everyone catch your breath. We're gonna restack them there. That was a wild start to this one. Line back up, 24 cars deep, 30 laps still on the board. Derek Green and Chase Holatz bring us back to green. Much cleaner start this time. Derek Green's going to jump out to the early lead. Shane Bailey's going to look for second early in this one. Wow. So many cars throughout this field. Everyone just trying to find their place right now. Derek Green has the best place on the track. He is our leader early in this one. Shane Bailey second, Chase Holatz third, Pat Graham fourth, and then that is the 7 of Jason Minahan, as well as the 14 Austin Buzak racing it out for fifth. Some trouble in the back of the field. Everyone keeps it going straight. Top 5 remain the same, as it is just straight chaos behind our top 5, top 6. As the caution comes back out. Debris spotted on the track, so that's going to bring out a caution here. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here. Derek Green, our leader. Shane Bailey, Chase Holatz make up row number 2 as we get back to racing. Down the backstretch now into turn 3. Our lead pack goes. It's still Derek Green showing the way in this one. That 32 of Derek Green, currently the points leader in the USRA Ironman Touring Stock Car Series. He is showing his muscle here tonight, trying to stretch out his lead on that 7 car of Shane Bailey. Bailey running in second. Pat Graham in third, starting to close in on Bailey. Chase Holatz back there in fourth. And the 14 of Austin Buzak, rounding out our top 5. As Pat Graham looks to the inside for second, trying to take that away from the 7 of Shane Bailey. That race for second goes into turn 1. Graham on the bottom, Bailey up top. Graham's going to clear down the backstretch and hold that spot for now. Excuse me, Shane Bailey's going to clear. Graham still back in third. But Graham seems to be the faster car in that 1G, so he's going to be looking for a way around him. Now Bailey's starting to pick up the pace and really open up that gap from second to third, as the 6 of Chance Holatz starting to reel back in that 1G. Everyone's starting to find their place on the track, starting to get some green laps under our belt. But Derek Green is showing his muscle here tonight. He has led since the jump of this one and has not been caught yet. See if anyone has anything for him. Right now, closest competitor still that 7 of Shane Bailey. Bailey started right behind Green, started inside of row 2 at the start of this one. So maybe that inside line is the preferred line for these stock car drivers here tonight. We see a lot of them trying to hug that inside line as close as they can to those tires. Derek Green continues to lead the way here in this one. Shane Bailey still second, Pat Graham third, Chance Holatz in fourth, and the 14B of Austin Buzak still our top 5. In sixth, it is the 7M, of Jason Minahan. But he is under fire now from the 7 of Doug Keller. Keller started back in the field, started back in 13th, now working on 6th place. Jason Minahan, and he will take that spot, entering turn number 3. The 3X of Tony Manley calls it a night early. He pulls into the infield. But back up front, Derek Green still showing why he is the points leader. He is leading the way in this one, yet to be caught. But he's about to catch up with some of our lap traffic here. First up will be the 63B of Clayton Brown. Brown looks to be pulling into the infield. Clayton Brown looks like he will also call it a night early. So now our leader's first lap traffic is going to be at that 50, the 50B of Brock Badger, next in sight for our leader, Derek Green. Shane Bailey still in second. Race for third starting to pick up now. Pat Graham's had that spot for a while now, but here comes that 6 of Chance Holatz. Holatz started outside of row 1, kind of fell back through some of the restarts, but been a fast car all night, looking to rebound, maybe get up in the top 3. He's going to look to the outside of Graham, but Graham goes up to block. Now Holatz stays up there. Holatz is going to keep that high line. Graham slides up, but Holatz will find a hole down the front stretch. Looks like the 42T has a flat left rear tire. That's going to bring out a caution here. Flat tire on the 42T of Tim Shields. We also have some debris. Back to green flag racing. Derek Green brings us back. He will lead the field into 1. Pat Graham makes the most of that restart. He's up to second. He's going to try to stay as close to that 32 as he can. Don't look now. Shane Bailey's got to wind up the outside. There's a stack up through 3 and 4. Major traffic jam through 3 and 4 collected. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting 8 cars. If someone wants to correct me, they can. I'll try to point them out best I can. 12 laps to go. Derek Green one more time is going to bring us back to racing. Shane Bailey looking for some speed up top. Pat Graham's going to look for it on the bottom. He gets side by side with your leader down the backstretch. Pat Graham on the inside. Derek Green up top. Green's going to slide up through 3 out of 4. Pat Graham's going to hold that bottom line. He will be our leader at the line. Pat Graham making the most of this restart. He's trying to clear that 32, and he will down the backstretch. For a brief second, here comes Derek Green back on the outside. Big wheel hop out of the 1 of Graham. Green's going to make the most of that one. Derek Green back to the point. Pat Graham smoothly through 1 and 2. Great run out of the corner. Shane Bailey starts to reel him back in as another caution comes out. 2 cars collected over in turn number 2. That looks to be the 95 of Bo Eads and the 22 of Todd Rietzler. Got a little tangled up there out of turn number 2. 10 laps to go now. Derek Green going to bring us back to green. 20 down, 10 laps to go. We are back racing. And a 1, Pat Graham's going to try that inside line again. Derek Green sees it this time. He's not going to let him get that run. Into 3, Green slides through the corner way up top. Graham's going to slide underneath, but a big run down the front stretch for Green's going to keep him on point. Now Graham, great through 1 and 2. He clears Green down the backstretch now into turn number 3. Pat Graham working that inside line. Derek Green got it wound up on the outside. Now those top 2 will dive into the inside, as well as Doug Keller. Keller trying to take 3rd away from Shane Bailey, and he will off the corner. So your top 5, Pat Graham leading the way right now. Derek Green 2nd, Doug Keller 3rd, Shane Bailey in 4th, and the 74 of Rodney Schweizer, your top 5. Pat Graham Waited till the right moment to make his pass. He's leading with less than 10 laps to go. Can he hold on to take home tonight's USRA Ironman Stock Car Feature Race? Through one, now two down the backstretch goes our front pack. Bailey, the lone car, working that high line. It's going to be 5 to go this time at the flag stand for the 1G of Pat Graham. Still lone Shane Bailey up there working that high line. Derek Green, that 32 car, searching for something. He led so many laps trying to find his way back to the front, looking for anything he could find. Now Keller's sneaking up there for second. Doug Keller finding some late race speed, looking underneath the 32 of Green. Not there through 1 and 2 as they go down the backstretch single file. It's going to be 2 to go at the flag stand for the 1G of Pat Graham. Pat Graham started in 5th, made his way up through the field, waited until the right restart to take the lead away from Derek Green. Now he sees the white flag. Last time around for the 1G. Derek Green still second, Keller third, Bailey fourth, Schweizer in 5th. Down the backstretch now into 3 goes the 1G of Pat Graham. Off of 4, he's going to see the checkered flags. They come out for the 1G of Pat Graham. Derek Green finishes second, Doug Keller third, Shane Bailey in 4th, and Rodney Schweizer are top 5.
Top 4, 1G, 32, 7K, and 7.
Witt and Misty Teal are going to bring us down to green. Down the backstretch now into 3, our leader, Leah Witt. Second place, the 5J of Dakota Phelps. Bit of chaos into 3. The 9X of Robert Miller comes out ahead of that. He is our second place car. Misty Teal in 3rd with the 5J of Dakota Phelps 4th. Athena Riley 5th. And the 12J of Derek Johnson in 6th. Leah Witt continuing to show the way, but the 9X of Robert Miller starting to close the gap. It's trouble for the 5J of Dakota Phelps. Reports of a flat tire. Tough break for the 5J. It's going to be 2 to go at the line as Robert Miller is there for the race lead. 9 versus 9 tonight. Robert Miller in that red, white, and blue 9X. Leah Witt in that blue and pink 9 as they go into turn number 3. White flag is coming out. Robert Miller takes the white flag. Now coming off of turn number 4, the 9X of Robert Miller, tonight's Junior Sport Compact Feature winner. Leah Witt will finish in second. Misty Teal in third. Starting tail of the field, the 17 of Perry Milborn Jr. and the 12D of Daniel Pettit. 15 laps on the board. We are going racing. Into one now down the backstretch. Jake Richards going to edge out to an early lead. It's Colin Pierce trying to navigate that bottom line, but lap number 1 goes to the 7J of Jake Richards. Richards our leader. Pierce in second, but now under fire from the 66 of Ethan Isaacs. We've seen that 66 car run up front a lot in this B-modified class this season. Very fast car in Ethan Isaacs as he's able to get around Pierce for second. So now Isaacs second, Pierce third. The caution comes out. Caution comes out for the 345 of Jimmy Downs and the 75X Randy Smith Jr. Didn't catch what happened there. Both cars sitting the wrong way over in turn 1 and 2. Lap feature, 13 to go. Jake Richards is our leader. Ethan Isaacs and Colin Pierce make up row number 2 as we get back to green. Into one they go. Clancy's taking a look on the inside. Not there this time. He's going to fall back in that battle for third. Jake Richards with a comfortable lead on this one. Has no idea the traffic jam behind him with Ethan Isaacs, Chad Clancy. A lot of fast cars back there. The 07, Daniel Harris in that mix as well. Lonnie Hibner and the 6 of Lucas Isaacs trying to get up there in the mix. Looks like the 345 and the 01B pull it into the infield, call their nights early. But up front, this race for the lead starting to pick up now. So now Lucas Isaacs takes a look. Excuse me, that's Ethan running in second. He's taking a look underneath Jake Richards for our race lead. Richards protecting that bottom line, but Isaacs wants to get underneath him. That's where the speed is at tonight, on that bottom line, as close as you can get to those tractor tires on the inside. Bit of a jump into the corner for Isaacs. Richards continues to lead the way. Isaacs second, Clancy in third. Daniel Harris, our 4th place car, with Lucas Isaacs making his way up to 5th. The 6 of Lucas Isaacs racing it out with Lonnie Hibner right now for 6th, but he started all the way back at 13th. Now trying to crack the top 5. So impressive showing out of that 6. As his brother Ethan Isaacs up front trying to get this race lead away from the 7J of Jake Richards. Ethan Isaacs up front is joined from Harris and Clancy, all 3 of them trying to catch up with this 7J of Richards. Isaacs takes a dive to the inside, trying to make it stick. Not going to happen through 1 and 2. He falls in line down the backstretch. Richards starting to move up a lane. That's giving these guys some room down low, as Clancy's even trying the high line, see what it has to offer. He gets side by side with Isaacs down the front stretch. Now Isaacs to the inside. He can get there. He just can't get that power off to get side by side with Richards. He's going to try it again into 3. Richards able to close. Hopefully he's aware of that 57 of Clancy, though, because he is coming in a hurry. Chad Clancy has it wound up on the outside. He's looking to steal one here. Richards and Isaac's been racing it out the whole time. Clancy's just been sitting back there watching, waiting for his time. Got a lap car. Whoa, what a move by Chad Clancy right there. He stays right in pace as Isaacs takes another look underneath. Harris tries to get underneath Isaacs. They both slide up in front of Clancy. Starting to back up at the front of the field with Jake Richards still leading the way. Now Lonnie Hibner, our 5th place car, starting to join the party in this race for the lead. Down the backstretch into 3 they go. Richards in the middle, Ethan Isaacs down low, Chad Clancy up top trying to make it work. 2nd and 3rd stay side by side. Richards continues to lead the way. Got another lap car coming up here pretty quick. That's the 12D of Daniel Pettit. But up front, it is a show. Who can get around this 7J? There is a line waiting for him. Jake Richards, Dylan up here in the Mully Auto booth. What a show out there. Great job tonight. What do you got to say for yourself down there?
Racetrack had some character. I did the best I could to miss the holes. Ethan raced me clean. I really appreciate that. J2 race cars, they've completely resurrected my racing career. On-demand mechanical, my wife, my daughter, Danny Trimble, AK Pros Roofing, Fast Lane Engines, Chris Littrell. I couldn't be here without him.
Well, Jake, great job. We'll see you here in a bit for trophy presentations. One more time, race fans, let's hear it for Jake Richards. Green is out. Sayers and Starmer bring us down to green. Starmer gets a great jump out of the gate. Comes Sayers fighting back on the inside, as well as Silkwood getting up there. He is our 3rd place car. Calvin Teal drives it in there hard and makes it work. He's going to try to get the outside of Gavin Greer. A lot going on the start of this one as Starmer with a bit of a slip up front. Race for the lead. Tyler Starmer has it. Caution. Caution comes out. Trouble for the 90 of Jason Payne, collects the 06. And Greer in row 3 as we get back to green. Into 1 they go. Starmer gets a great restart. But here comes that 39 of Silkwood down the backstretch. He's going to get to the outside of Starmer. Silkwood was fast in the heat races. He's trying to make it sick, and Starmer's going to go around. Stops right at the fire truck. Caution comes out on the track. Greer 4th, and the 48X of Tyler Cadwalder rounds out the field as we get back to racing. Into 1, Silkwood again is going to try to get inside of Starmer. They're going to be side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Into 3 they go. Silkwood on the bottom, Starmer up top. Silkwood makes a great corner. He is our leader at the flag stand. Into 1 and 2. Here comes the 35 of Gavin Greer into the mix as well. Laps down. James Bubba Silkwood now our leader. Tyler Starmer runs second. Calvin Teal in third. Gavin Greer fourth. Tyler Cadwallader rounds out the top five as we get back to racing. Silkwood leads the field into one where he's been strong all night. He gets a great run off that corner. You see him stretch out that lead down the backstretch. Now here comes Starmer fighting back on the outside line. But Silkwood will remain on point. Starmer under fire from Calvin Teal. Race for second. Here comes Gavin Greer inside of Teal. Greer is going to make it 3 wide. Sandwich middle, Calvin Teal. Trouble for the 16 of Jack Turner, slow on the backstretch. He is going to get it into the pits, so we stay green. Bubba Silkwood still our leader. Now Gavin Greer, the second place car. His caution comes back out. And the one, Silkwood grabs that bottom line. Starmer's trying to get there, can't quite do it. Now he has his hands full with that 35G of Gavin Greer. Starmer will go high. Silkwood, your leader, and Greer in third go low. It's going to be 2 to go. Silkwood trying to hold on as Greer and Starmer are battling it out for second. Now Greer really closed in through 1 and 2, opened up that gap from second to third as a caution comes back out. A green-white checkered finish, 2-lap shootout to decide this pure stock feature race. James Silkwood, your leader. Tyler Starmer second. Gavin Greer in third as we go back to racing. Silkwood gets a good jump. He leads the field into one. Now off 2 down the backstretch, really opens up that gap from him to Starmer. Into 3 they go. Now off of 4, white flag is coming out. Raffle ticket number, have your tickets ready. At the end of this race, I will announce the winning ticket number. But on track, Jory Stotts, Tim Eaton, 20 laps on the board. We are going racing. Into 1 they go. Eaton, our early leader, but here comes Stotts back on the inside. Jory Stotts, our leader, now into 3. Now Shadron Turner's going to take a look to the outside. Turner's got it wound up, but lap number 1 belongs to the 12 JR of Jory Stotts. Now through 1, off 2 down the backstretch. Stotts leading the way, but Turner making ground up on the outside. Through the corner, side by side at the line. Too close to call who is leading there. Stotts and Turner continue to race it out for the win. Now down the backstretch, Shadron able to clear Stotts into 3. Caution comes out. Out once again. Shadron Turner, your leader. Jory Stotts, Tim Eaton make up row 2. Houston Johnson, Brad Johnson in row 3. We go back to green. Out of a cannon, that 56. It's a great jump off the start. He's going to lead the field into 1 as Stotts slides up in front of Eaton to be second. Eaton giving him the bumper down the backstretch. Houston Johnson's going to take that spot. Another lap in the books. Shadron Turner continues to lead the way. Bit of a slip up through 1 and 2, but great recovery from Eaton. Here he comes. Second through fourth under a blanket through 3 and 4. Stotts in second. Eaton and Houston Johnson racing it out for third, with Brad Johnson sitting back there in fifth, just watching the show. As Shadron Turner starting to pull away from Jory Stotts, who runs in second. Race for second continues. Jory Stott still holding down that spot. Now Johnson up to third. Tim Eaton fourth. Brad Johnson hanging out back there in fifth still, as the Hibners racing it out for sixth right behind them. The 58 of Terry Van Trump is going to call it a night early. He pulls it into the infield. The 0-2 of Query around in turn 2. That'll bring out the caution. Six laps down, 14 laps to go. Shadron Turner is your leader. Jory Stotts and Houston Johnson make up row number 2. Tim Eaton and Brad Johnson row 3. The Hibners holding down row 4. Lee on the inside, Tyler on the outside. So we go back to racing. Into 1. Johnson's taking a look to the outside of Stotts. That is your race for second. Off of 4. Looks like Johnson almost able to clear him. That will bring out another caution as Query is around in 3 and 4. Still your leader, Houston Johnson runs in second. Jory Stotts third, Brad Johnson fourth, and Tyler Hibner, your top 5 as we go back to green. Down the back stretch they go. Shadron and Houston starting to pull away your top 2 cars. Now Brad Johnson's looking to the outside of Stotts for third. Hibner right behind him to follow. Shadron Turner puts another lap away here. Race for third starting to pick up now. Stotts on the bottom, Brad Johnson and Tyler Hibner up there. Lee Hibner right there within striking distance as well. As Hibner gives a big push down the front stretch to the 18 of Johnson. Top 2 separate themselves for this race for third. Tyler Hibner's got a lane on the outside. He's going to make it 3 wide, put Brad Johnson right in the middle, but makes it work. They get through 1 and 2. Now Tyler Hibner around Stotts to third. These top 2 cars, hope they're paying attention, because that 89 is on a rail right now, and he's coming to the front. Shadron Turner still leading the way. Houston Johnson second. Tyler Hibner climbed up to third, with Stotts in fourth, Brad Johnson the top 5. Now Houston starting to reel in Turner in this race for the lead. These laps are starting to wind down. It could end up in a 3-car battle for this one. Shadron Turner leading the way, but Houston Johnson has not let him out of sight. And Tyler Hibner on a mission right now, ripping that high line, trying to do anything he can to reel back in these lead group, and he is doing just that down the backstretch. Tyler Hibner, a man on a mission right now. Look at that 89 car. He is flying around the top side right now. Hibner gets a little too high. Johnson's going to go up, close that lane out. It's now a race for second. Looks like Hibner will edge him out at the line. See if he has anything for our race leader, Shadron Turner. Turner's led them all so far, but Tyler Hibner has found something here in the closing stages of this one. He is making it work. That 89 car up to second. I don't think you could run much higher through the corners than Tyler Hibner is right now. He is right on the edge. Here he is, closing in on Shadron Turner. Coming off of 4, Hibner is there at the flag stand. We're going to have a race for the lead here. Shadron Turner on the bottom, Tyler Hibner up top. Hibner's going to get the run clear into 3. Hibner again up top, Shadron down low. It's going to be 2 laps to go here for Tyler Hibner. Hibner down the backstretch now into 3. Goes up top one more time. He sees the white flag is out. One more time around for the 89 of Tyler Hibner. Shadron, one more shot at him as they head down the backstretch. Turner with another great run into 3, coming off of turn number 4. USRA A-Mod feature goes to the 89 of Tyler Hibner. Shadron Turner second, Houston Johnson third, Brad Johnson fourth, and Jory Stotts, our top 5. Late. What do you got to say for yourself down there, Tyler?
Yeah, I just want to thank my dad and everything, and night turned out real good. I mean, we knew we was going to start 5th because that's where we start every week, and it sucks to get screwed on that caution like that, but it worked out real nice. So I just want to thank all the fans for coming out and supporting us. Appreciate it.
Well, great job, Tyler. We're seeing a hit bit for trophy presentation. Going green here, Hinkle and Mick bring us down to green. Hinkle, our early leader. Brad Mick closing in quickly down the backstretch. Brad Mick now to the lead. Ryan Hinkle second. Grant Sheets in third. Chris Lewis in fourth. Robert Chase, our top 5. Robert Chase a little squirrely into 3, but he's able to keep it going. Now Grant Sheets taking a look underneath Ryan Hinkle. That's the race for second. Sheets in the 64, Hinkle in the 17 car. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch. Mick continues to lead the way. Now Grant Sheets comfortably in second. That puts Ryan Hinkle third. Lewis and Chase still round out the top 5. Let's see if the 64 Grant Sheets has anything for your leader, Brad Mick. Sheets started in 6th, has drove his car up to second, and looks to be closing in on Mick. Sheets definitely closing that gap for the race lead. He is right there on the 31 of Mick. Into 3, that race for the lead goes. Sheets finds a few bumps through turns 3, but able to keep it going. He is there on the inside of Mick for a split second. Mick closes him back off. Now Mick's going to jump down a lane. Caution comes out. We got a tire that got loose over there in turn number 4. Out 3 laps to go. Brad Mick in the 31 looking for feature win number 13 on the year. Grant Sheets looking for win number 1. Back to green we go. Mick, great restart. Sheets not going away though. Sheets trying to make that bottom line work. He's going to have 2 laps to go to make it happen. Mick blocks the bottom lane, so Sheets is going to hop in line. He finds a little gap off of 2. Grant Sheets is there down the backstretch. Now Mick clears into 3, but Sheets sticking to that bottom line. They're going to see the white flag come out this time by one more time around. Into 1, Sheets versus Mick. Grant Sheets has a run. He clears Mick down the backstretch, but Mick's going to dive into turn 3. Big bump out of there, but Sheets able to hold on to it. Grant Sheets holds on and gets his first feature win in the Sport Compacts. Brad Mick will finish in 2nd, Ryan Hinkle 3rd, Chris Lewis in 4th, and Robert Chase, your top 5.
Well, folks, here we go. We're at I-35 Speedway. Gee, what a night of racing. We had some really close races here. Of course, we had the USRA Ironman stock cars here, and they put on a really good show. That was an excellent race for 30 laps. The B mods was a good race. Jake Richards ended up winning that. That was a terrific race. And then the A mods, 8 or 9, 10 cars. I don't remember, but anyway, Lee Hibner, I believe. No, I'm not. Forget it. Anyway, 99 Hibner ended up winning that A main, beating out the 56 of the 54th Street Bar.